I think it's recording. Yeah. Hi guys, another video update. What you can hear in the background is J. Cole's album Born Sinner. I'm not too sure if it's too loud because I'm using an iPad to play that, so it might be too loud, but the album's really good, and I don't work for NME or whatever those fucking radio magazines are or music magazines are, but it's a really, really strong album. It's an album that I can say with confidence that at some point in the future we will reference and say is his particular classic. It's just strong, and if you like rap music, I'd say get into that. But that's not what the video is about. The video is about staying fit while being pregnant and some other stuff. It's been really important to me. Sorry, I've got something in my eye. It's been really important to me to remain fit during this whole season of my life, and yeah, it started because I wanted to appear fit from the human race's eyes. But as time has gone on, it's an understanding that labour is like life's marathon, and only women get to participate. And it's something that, if you got to think, if something's 9 months in the making, I'm sure getting it out is going to be like a big deal. And I don't prescribe sitting on my ass for that duration and then expecting things to run smoothly. My mum was 24 hours plus with me and then ended up in a C-section. I'm not sure about my other half's birth, but that doesn't really matter. It's my genetic pattern I'd like to follow. My nan, really short, really quick, all natural, so I'm hoping to go down that route. But I'll take the time out to say that I know within myself that staying active is going to make that process a lot easier. Will it mean that I get the birth of my dreams? No, I'm not an idiot, and I'm not Mystic Meg, and I know that there's a whole realm of things that are out of my control. I know that the strength needed to push for 20 hours plus is within my control. I know that the way I react to pain is within my control, and I know that the way I deal with it is within my control, and working out helps with that. So what do? I do yoga every morning. It's just a really great way to open up your day. It doesn't have to be extensive and exhausting, and I'm by no means a pro, but it calms me down. So there's yoga, there's running / jogging with walking. As I get bigger, as my stomach gets bigger, I can't really run the way I want to. I discussed that in the last video, so you got to mix that up. Now, this is one that a lot of people have been like, girl, are you for real? And I'm like, yeah. Kettlebells. I messed with kettlebells before pregnancy, so I know a little bit about what I'm doing, but I think every exercise can be tempered to be used by pregnant women. I don't think that because you're pregnant you only need to go on Instagram to see that pregnant women are utilizing TRX. They're still lifting, and I mean lifting at 30 plus weeks, kettlebelling like a mother. Like, it's really not that serious. Don't be stupid, but don't let people close you off either. So there's been that. And then today I took my ass to the pool. This is not one of my favorite songs, sorry. I took my butt to the pool and done an aquafit class with a bunch of old ladies. I was the only pregnant one, but being in the water, number one, being in the water because I'm black is cool. Only other blacks will understand that. And beyond that, being in the water, it's less stressful on your joints and stuff. So if you're looking for more relaxed exercise, I would say keep it to the yoga, swimming and the walking. But I've mixed in the kettlebells. and some light weights, don't tell anyone, and some resistance training, just because I know what my body can keep up with. Keep these, in my advice, I suffer really badly if I exercise after 6, and by that I mean the endorphins keep me up till 3, 4 a.m. in the morning, and that's not a joke. So I like to keep my workouts to way before that, but understand how it works for you. And even if you're not pregnant, work out. I'm always going to be an advocate of working out. If you're not pregnant, just do it now, you know. Suffer now, sweet later. That's what I've got in my mind anyway. The second thing I want to talk about is my birth plan, because I don't know if I've discussed that. I don't even know if I've discussed it with myself. Ideally, I want to be at home. Now, everyone who is not a hippie, who is not holistic, who is used to taking information in from people who like to run by the fear-mongering that society brings us, has told me to take my ass to the hospital. You know, you want to be near the doctor just in case, like, the kid comes out with 2 heads. And so on and so forth. And that's understandable. But I know for me, being in my own surroundings is going to calm me down. And then that leads to a smoother birth. On the flip, I can imagine that my kid is going to try and do double dutch with the umbilical cord, and so I should maybe be near a hospital. So in my mind, it's a water birth in the Home from Home centre at Tommy's. I really want a water birth just because that shit looks fun. Also, I don't know, now I'm trying to think about what I'm saying. I watched this documentary produced by Ricky Lake. Yes, that Ricky Lake. It's called The Business of Being Born. Anyone who is pregnant now or is thinking about being pregnant, you need to watch this documentary, just because you will, if you're anything like me, you'll come away from there thinking, I'm not going to let them stitch me up like that. And I mean literally. I'm not going to be rushed into a cesarean or rushed into believing that, you know, my kid's at risk when it's not. So in The Business of Being Born, what they don't tell us about hospitals, and this was filmed in the States, I haven't done the stats on the UK, but I'm assuming we're one and the same. What they don't tell the mother is that they're only giving them 24 hours to push the kid out by themselves. Beyond that, if you're still in their hospital bed, you are taking up space that they can be using for another patient, and they don't like that. So that the flow there is, you know, 24 hours plus, they're going to rush in and say, oh my God, your kid's dying, the heart rate's dropping, we need to give you an emergency cesarean. Now, in this documentary, they would then say that and then tell them, we need to give you something called, is it Oxytocin? Which is going to speed up your contractions. It is going to speed up your contractions, but what they don't tell you is that Oxytocin is also used to perform abortions. It's not real, and so your kid is then deprived of oxygen, and of course it wants to come out, because now it's being forced to come out. It's kind of dying, and you don't even know that. I mean, number one, you're lying on your back with your feet in fucking stirrups, which is bullshit. I never understood that prior to watching that. I am pretty sure if something's meant to drop out of my vagina, that I should be in a position that allows gravity to, you know, help with that. But you know, that I thought that. So you're already on your back, you're already in pain, you're already not at home, you know, you're not feeling it. And when a doctor walks in, and you know, because he's read all these books and he says that your kid's gonna die, you're like, yeah, cut me open. The reality is that 70+% of the time that wasn't necessary. They just need your spot. You're taking up their bed. Like, especially in America where it's cold, hard cash, you know, they just need to get you out and get another woman in. And that, for me, was like oh, hell no. I'm gonna need some, like, P. Diddy proof before you get me in the operating theatre. I'm not saying it's not gonna happen, but at the same time, if you're looking at me and telling me that, you know, the kid's been up there a while. Well, you know, let the kid take some more time. Just be patient. And exercising is going to help me understand that I don't want to rush that. I don't want to be rushed into a major surgery for no reason just because I'm too physically exhausted to get the job done myself. So yeah, in my mind, water birth. I've remained low risk thus far throughout pregnancy. I've had no complications whatsoever, inclusive of, or not inclusive of, having low iron, which is really rare for me. I'm like the walking anemic bitch. And I haven't been, so that's really exciting. I've been missing hospital appointments just because I'm not, I'm not here to diss the NHS. I just don't. I think they could do things a lot better than they do. So I'm not really down for that. I've had to go to I've forgotten, but I've had to be seen privately just to make sure everything's okay. And I'll tell you that, it's 200 quid worth spending if you want to know that your child and you are okay. So that's the flow I'm going with. I'm taking that in my stride and not trying to get worked up about it. The last thing I want to talk about, because I wanted to keep this to under 15 minutes, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that at this rate, is how lonely this process is. That's not saying that I don't have a supportive A, B, C, or D. It's saying that, and only women who are doing it or who have done it will understand what I'm saying is, only you are on the stage, only you are up to bat, you have no backing singers, you are on your J's a cappella time. No one understands what I'm going through. When I complain about certain niggles or certain worries, I get the don't worries and the will be theirs, but it's like, really, boo? No, you won't be there, and I have to worry because only I am going through this experience, and I want to make sure that I'm okay. It's very personal, and it's hard to include your partner in that if you're with them. If you're not, then cool, but if you're with them, it's hard to keep them close but keep them at bay at the same time. It's like, yeah, you help get the kid there, but your job's kind of done for now. I have to make sure that I'm eating right and not doing A, B, C, or D. And it is very personal, and sometimes that makes me a bit snappy and a bit like, I don't know what you want me to say, because, yeah, it just is personal. I wish I had, not that I'm being ambivalent, but I'm just like, I've got this, and you have to have it, because the child you're carrying feeds off not only what you're giving it to eat, but off your energy. And if I'm constantly fueling negative thoughts like, oh shit, how am I going to do this? I'm so worried. I'm sure he's going to be like, oh shit, how are we going to do this? I'm so worried. And that's not something that needs to be digested. What needs to be digested is the understanding that this has been done so many times before. Trust your body, trust your instinct, listen to yourself. Share where you feel, but also play your cards close to your chest so that when D-Day does come, people aren't telling you, but you said you were going to know, because in a moment's notice, you as the woman doing this might have to switch up the situation. And the last thing you want is 10 people holding you accountable to a list that doesn't matter anymore. All that matters is that I get through this safely, as does my child, and we are able to connect. Everything after that, is really not my business. I just have to focus on getting this bit done. So yeah, that's it for now. I hope that made sense. I'm trying not to swear, as you can see. I need to work on that more. But for now, that's the update. I'll try and keep this more regular.